Welcome back. Another episode of the Two Alphas Talking. Today we're going to speak to you about commercial versus mil spec. And do you have to seek and find mil spec in order to have a decent rifle? One of the things I've noticed on some of the forums and different groups in Facebook and all, people are encouraging other people to buy their first rifle. And a lot of guys are also advising to build your first rifle. But if you have no experience on how to build a rifle, go ahead and buy a rifle. It's already put together. Um, a lot of people who assemble the rifles, they get an understanding of the tuning and the timing of the rifle. Those things can break down, and you don't really need that. When you look at the comparison of the specs, mil spec was designed for the military. It's military spec or specification to be forthright in the full name of it. Commercial grade is designed not to be cheaper, but to be an alternate. So when, say, military contracts and mil spec first came out, civilians, it was a hard time getting it. Now a lot of companies are making mil spec and commercial grade, and you can determine the mil spec buffer is a slam and one goes straight down. It doesn't matter. The bottom line is make sure that you have a rifle that is reliable, a rifle that you can build. When you look at the barrels, I've seen people speaking about barrels that make you shoot better. What makes you shoot better is getting proper training and practice makes you shoot better. Learning and understanding that rifle as opposed to jumping around from one gun to the next and then you know, basically putting money into performance. It doesn't work like that.
Now, my personal opinion on mil spec is I like mil spec. I always have. Uh, because it makes things much more simple for me. I've tried some custom stuff. If that custom stuff breaks, I got to go back to that manufacturer only to repair it or to get it fixed. With mil spec, I can go back and get anything that's around and put it together, and it still works.
And that's a good point. When you buy into a particular manufacturer, and nowadays people call it a fanboy. It's not necessarily fanboy. You find something that works for you, and it becomes reliable for you, and you recognize the value of that particular product, and you like it. Not necessarily that you're repping for it all the time, and everything has to be Magpul, for example. Everything has to be Glock, or everything has to be Colt. Whatever the manufacturer is. Some people get into that line and they just like it and they stay there. Where what I recommend to people is to try different things before you actually settle down on one. When you start locking in because your daddy and your grandpappy and uncle said that this is the best, that's not necessarily true. Things change, quality changes. There's some companies that are out there that used to be bottom basement, and they've increased their manufacturing processes, and they are now mainstream. And these guys have quality products. It used to be a little bit of a joke when people said there's a lifetime warranty on it. Yeah, because they expect it to break. That's not necessarily true. Nowadays, you can pretty much pick up any rifle, any handgun in the store and run it virtually, almost at a
And,
certain price point.
and it also depends on what you're using it for. If the weapon is not going to be used, it's just to come out to the range and do some blink shooting. Do you really want to spend a couple of grand into this rifle? Now, if you're using it for competition, yeah, I think you probably need to do that. If you're using it for hunting or sport shooting, yeah, you probably need to do that too, because it's going to have a lot more wear and tear on that weapon. But then you have to, it's where you want to put your money and what you want to put it for. I've had very good success from mil spec, and I've never actually played. I played around with some custom stuff, but I don't have a complete large stock of custom stuff. But mil spec, I do it all day, every day. Haven't ran into any problems.
And it works for most people. You don't have to chase around, but as Al said, his experience has led him to believe and fully understand what mil spec represents. There are a lot of guys out there chasing mil spec, and sometimes parts dry up. Current situation where a lot of people have decided that they need firearms, and you go to the shelves and parts are missing, and your inventory's low, blah 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 blah. Commercial, mil spec, we're giving you suggestions, but it's up to you, the end user, what you decide you want to do.
I'm gonna give you a theory on mil-spec. A lot of people say mil-spec is made by the lowest bidder, and that's why the military picked it up. Look at the 50 cal; it's been going on for all these centuries. Then also look at the M60, and that was a beautiful weapon, never actually hardly failed. So there's two weapons right there that'll blow you away. You can't use the M16 because yeah, we did have some problems with it, but the 50 cal and the M60 are the two weapons right there built on mil specs that work flawlessly if you kept them clean. You know.
Yep.
So, go ahead.
So you can catch us on Facebook. You can catch us on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching us. We really appreciate the feedback and
And also, we're going to start bringing out some guests to actually come out and do some commentary with us. We do have some guests lined up, and we're going to mic them up and have them to come out here and talk about a subject with you guys. That's going to happen in the near future. COVID kind of messed up everything right now, but we're going to get back in the swing of things.
yep.
All right?
We appreciate you. Like I said, Facebook, YouTube. Look for us on Instagram. All those social medias. We like to communicate and go back and forth. See you on the range,
All right.
guys.
See you on the range.